You ever get the feeling you're surrounded by a bunch of dummies? Well, it happens to me all the time. And I'm sure he feels the same way. Hi everyone, hi Skip. This is Bello. I'm in Zurich, Switzerland, about to open a brand new show for about 6 weeks, and just wanted to get a birthday video wish out to you. You know, I'm sure that with all the influences that you have inspired over life in time, you have probably gotten a lot of great well wishes of a lot of influential people, but I just consider myself lucky to be one of them, and I just wanted to tell you, number one, happy birthday, and many times I've tried to tell you how much you mean to me and how much you've inspired me, but in true Skip form, you just sort of brush it off and go, yeah, been a great life and been very lucky. But you know, Skip, I want to tell you, in 1978, a little red-headed freak met his superhero. His superhero back then wasn't Spider-Man, it wasn't Superman, it wasn't any of those comic book heroes that most kids dream about and aspire to be. Mine came in a real form in the man named Skip Gilkerson. 10 years ago, I looked up to you as a superhero, and you know, the one thing I can tell you about me that makes me very different with you as an inspiration than most kids looking up to their superhero, after knowing you for now 32 years, you know, you've never let me down. For those of you there who don't know, Skip was my not only my boss at times, taught me how to water ski, barefoot jump, tricks, slalom, all the different things. He also was my swim coach, dive coach. He was also my school teacher in science and math for 3 summers. Taught me weightlifting, but most of all, I'd say, Skip, you've helped me with one of the most important parts of life. Is you helped me know how to be a great boss and a great father. You've taught me how to correct people and basically get them on the straight and narrow without tearing them down, but by building them up. And that's what I can take from my inspiration from you. You know, Skip, I've done a lot of interviews over my life, probably a tenth of what you have. But one of the most important ones happened about 2 weeks ago. It was a magazine called Positive Impact Magazine. And although I've done Time, Newsweek, USA Today, and a bunch of neat ones, this was the most important to me because it was all about giving. And when people think about giving, people think about giving money. The lady asked me, who was your greatest positive impact in your life? And it didn't take me long. I just thought for a second, smiled. Skip Gilkerson was the person that gave the largest positive impact in my life. Because when most people think about giving, they think about money. You give the thing, and always have, and have given it to me. The thing that most people don't think about giving, the thing that probably is the most important thing, and that's time, and the giving of yourself. You've always found the time to coach, teach, and be there as an inspiration to people, and it's not always by words, it's mostly by your actions. So when I was 10 years old, I wanted to be Skip Gilkerson. You know what? I'm 42 years old, and I still want to be like Skip Gilkerson. Happy birthday, Skip. Wish you the absolute best and many, many more to come. I hope you have a great time, great day. I hope you're not too tired from doing, you know, I know on your 50th birthday you did 5 miles swimming, 5 miles biking, you did all these 5s and 50s. I hope you're not too tired from doing your, you know, the big amount. And I just want to say thank you for being such a great inspiration in my life. Hope you have a happy birthday and a wonderful celebration. Hope you just have a really great time. And wow, you know what I think about it? If you had a penny for all the time that you have given away to people, well, I don't know. Yeah, actually, Skip, you'd have money to burn. Oh. I'm burning money. I think that's illegal.
For Mark. Hello everybody, I'm Mark Jackson, and it is so so much fun and truly an honor to be able to say something about Skip Gilkerson, because I met Skip in 1972 as a rookie professional skier coming into Tommy Bartlett's. Skip Gilkerson struck the fear of God into me when I first came in and just busted my rear end until I did it Skip's way. And so much of the information that I have on show skiing, so many of the talents, I don't know if you want to call them talents, or whatever I've accomplished in show skiing can be attributed to Skip Gilkerson. Of course, Skip and I lived together in Aspen, Colorado, and talk about an experience with a granola crunching, wine drinking connoisseur of the Western life. That was Skip. But the testament to Skip and all the things he's done really can be wrapped up in his coaching, which he is doing now. That coaching style has helped hundreds and hundreds of water skiers become better water skiers and better people. And I'm eternally grateful to Skip for all he has done for me. And I think that many of the skiers, both snow and water, express that same gratitude. And Skip, you know, you and I have been friends since 1972. We've shared so many successes, so many tragedies in some ways, but it boils down to this: you've been a great friend, a great coach, a great mentor. I will always remember that, and I will always remember the fun times, and I will forego all the funny stories that I have about you, even if, no, I have to do one, is when Charlie Hoke wanted to try something new after you hadn't fallen in 16 years at Tommy Bartlett's shoe skiing, and you were a gentleman, you didn't chew him out. Maybe the next day you did, and Charlie didn't lose his job. But we were all thankful for that. We're all thankful for you. Congratulations, and happy.
The best coaches that has ever come across San Marcos. He's wonderful. The kids love him. He's always giving 110%. He goes above and beyond. On a personal note, he convinced Forrest to get out of football and into swimming, and I'm very glad he did that for so many reasons. Forrest is an amazing swimmer, and he owes it all 100% to Skip. He's the best health teacher that San Marcos has ever had and will ever have. He personally goes upside down and does a headstand and drinks a 32-ounce drink to show what different muscles do in your neck. I mean, everything he does, he gives it 110%. His energy is dynamic, and we love him. San Marcos loves you, Coach Skip. Mwah! Mwah!
Hi, I'm Peter Fleck. I had the opportunity to work with Skip as a Tommy Bartlett water skier and as a Mastercraft team skier. And one of the great things about doing that is you get to listen to what Skip calls war stories. Now, these are stories that are 100% truthful, and they're based on Skip's past experiences and adventures. I mean, they range from things like being a snow ski instructor in Aspen and experiences managing the Tommy Bartlett Water Show for years. He's got stories about working out with Arnold Schwarzenegger and some guy running over a bunch of baby ducks in some night show at the Dells. But you start to realize that Skip leads an incredibly full life. And Skip, I only hope that your future is going to be as full as your past has been. God bless you. Happy 70th birthday, Skip. Look forward to seeing you soon.
Skip, here you're turning into an old man. Happy birthday. You and I think, have been in this ever since the very first Nationals. We probably most fondly remember, I believe it was down at the Shermelot State site one year, when we had to sit in cars and judge the tournament because of the weather. Probably one of the most interesting things that I can remember. But other than that, Skip, it's been a real pleasure working with you all these years. I've enjoyed it and taken advantage of a lot of your wisdom. So have a real happy birthday and best wishes.
Happy birthday, Skip. When I found out that you're turning 70, a lot went through my mind. I've remembered many, many years of the two of us going on a jog and talking about solving the world's show skiing problems. I still look forward to those days in the future. Most of all, I want to say happy birthday because you've done such so much for the sport and for me. As a little kid back in the early to mid 70s, after the last team was done, we waited for the results. You came out and gave a talk. Well, I'll tell you what, Skip, those talks have served as the foundation for everything that I've ever thought about show skiing. When in doubt, I look to what Skip has to say. And for that, I'll always be grateful. And I hope you're at Nationals for many years to come. Happy birthday, Skip.
Happy 100th birthday. Happy 70th birthday. Oh man, I hope I can show up for that. If you're reading this or watching this right now, you'll know that I didn't make the trip. But congratulations to you, and I really enjoyed the time spending with you at the gardens and on tour. And I think you were the Russian judge with me for 5 or 6 years. So thanks, man. We love you. Happy birthday.
Skip, skip, skip.
Hey Skip, Dan Miller here. Been a long time since I've run into you, but wanted to wish you a Supra happy 70th birthday. One of my favorite Skipisms of all time, I guess, is probably the Skip Gilkerson Wall of Fame at the old Mastercraft plant. Still remember that to this day, the wall of Skip's trophies in there. That was quite an accomplishment at that time, and I understand you still have not slowed down. So have a Supra happy 70th, Skip.
Happy birthday, Skip. It's really awesome. You're 70 years old. I can't even believe it. You know, you probably just started skiing just a couple years ago. But hey, won the Skip Gilkerson Award in 1994. It was pretty awesome. You know, it was really special to win that in your name. And I know you've meant a lot to show skiing. And I won it again in 2004, 10 years later, which was kind of awesome too. So just really appreciate everything that you've done for show skiing and the inspiration that you've given to all of us and giving your time and stuff to the sport. It's just been great. Once again, happy birthday. Have a great day.
Hey, happy birthday, Skip. This is Kevin Michael here, for those of you that don't know. I grew up in Wisconsin, and when I was 18 years old, I was fortunate enough to win the Skip Gilkerson Award. And it was one of the greatest moments in my life. Skip, you were a big inspiration to me back then and still today. Hope you guys are having fun down there. Sorry I couldn't make it. I've been doing a lot of traveling lately. I'm the editor of Wakeboarding Magazine. Just had so many opportunities in this sport, and it all started back in the day. And you know, I'll never forget those moments. You know, and all the opportunities you helped me with back then. And there's a photo still in our fridge at home to this day of my mom holding the trophy of the Skip Gilkerson Award, and the look on her face is priceless. And it's really meant a lot to me and our family. And I hope you guys are having fun. Skip, I want to see you still break the record for the 100-yard dash at 100 years old. So got some time to work on that one. But happy birthday. Hope you guys are having fun. Have a good one.
It was pretty good, sweet to finally win it and stand up my tricks. It was a great honor and a great award to win. And after skiing and training with Matt all those years, I think I deserved it for putting up with Matt. So.
Any instruction that Skip ever gave you about, you know, the few times you skied on the tour, or you know, your freestyle jumping ability or anything like that?
Yeah, just watch and learn from Matt. Matt the cat with me.
Very good, very good. All right, Skip, happy 70th.
Well, I had to tell you, it was it meant a lot to me. The guys out there, they all did a good job. No, I'm just kidding. No, it was actually one of the things that I had on my list, like the bucket list, if you will. I was pretty young at the time, but it was actually one of the highlights, if not the biggest highlight of my career in water skiing. So hats off to that, especially in the wakeboard industry, coming up with the X-Star boat and all that. Yeah, Skip some presents for sure. Shoe skis!
Shoe skis! Happy 70th, Skip!
Happy 70th, Skip, that's right. Wow, you're old! You look great.
Happy birthday from Jerry Lighting. One of the things I learned from you, showmanship, man. Showmanship. I got it. The only reason I got it, I was a shy kid that used to fall on purpose before I came to shore, because I was scared to death of the crowd. But because of you and all the talks that you and Nova used to give after all those nationals, I became a showman. The other thing that I became, all those years of you and Nova and this Nova's wife, was I became one of the best strap doubles people around. And that all was because of you and your influence on me and my buddy Rich LeCount. And I'm sure if he was here, he would say happy birthday to you as well. Secondly, you've been an inspiration to my son. He has turned into a shoe skier extraordinaire, and now he wants to go off the jump this year and maybe work on some shoe hellies. So you got him. Thanks for all you've done for the sport, and happy birthday to you.
It was awesome. I mean, since the time I first started skiing, that was always a prestigious award that, you know, everyone tried to get to. So from a young kid, that was something that I always wanted to do. That was a goal for sure.
What year did you win it, Jarrett?
I won it in 98.
98,
so
very
it's
good.
Been a little while now. Might be time for another one of these years.
There you go.
If I can catch up to David Raisin and get two of them.
Skip, happy 70th birthday, buddy. Hey,
just wanted to go ahead and take some time to thank you. Number one, Matt went ahead and gave me the job of going ahead and interviewing all the former Skip Gilkerson Award winners that you see on this video, as well as some of your friends and acquaintances. And boy, it was a blast. I really enjoyed it. Hearing all the stories about you was great. I wanted to mention a couple things that I remembered. Number one, when the couple years that I did ski at Tommy Bartlett's, every once in a while Joey or Matt would go ahead and tell some stories about how when you were show director and how you directed the team, and I really listened intently to those because I used some of those same lessons and some of those same stories to go ahead and direct both the Wisconsin Rapids Aqua Skiers and the Rock Aqua Jays. The other thing, of course, is the Skip Gilkerson Award. It meant the world to me to go ahead and win it the first time, and boy, it was even better the second time in 2005. By far the highlight of my show skiing career, and I definitely treasure it in my heart. So, with all that being said, it's your 70th birthday. Congratulations. Have many more to come. But on behalf of the Rock Aqua Jays, I want to say happy birthday to you as well. And Skip, have a good one. Enjoy yourself.
Skip, this is Tony Klarich. And even though I couldn't make it to your birthday party in person, I dressed up just for you. Most people don't know it, but your years at Tommy Bartlett's Ski, Sky, and Stage Show were very important for my uncle, Mike Murphy. When Mike was a rookie, you showed him the ropes and helped teach him the big acts of the day, like the barefoot beach start. Mike went on to become one of the world's top all-around show skiers, thanks in part to your early lessons. I know you also had a huge influence on your nephew, Matt the Cat May. When he made his debut on the Pro Tour as the world's youngest show skier, I was on hand to watch. That must have been one proud day for you. The two nephews, Matt and I, took lessons from our uncles, and when it came time, we applied them to our own faraway shows in Moscow and Monaco. Matt did it all, from jumping to comedy. We thank you for showing us the way. I have fond memories of the Water Ski Pro Tour in the 80s and 90s. I did dozens of exhibitions on my hot dog slalom ski and kneeboard, and quite often, you were the one towing me. Let me tell you, it was an adventure every time. It was also the glory days of the Water Ski Pro Tour, and freestyle jumping was center stage, and you were right there calling the play-by-play action. I always looked forward to your Dave the Dog stories. Remember this one?
You've probably seen Dave the Dog Reinhardt running around here with his hair dyed black for his role in the new James Bond 007 movie.
Skip, I just wanted to let you know that you've been a true inspiration to me as a performer. One of my personal mottos is smoke and mirrors. That's taking an easy move on the water and dressing it up into an image that demands to be seen. You did it for a 1978 cover of Water Ski. Use the sunset as a backdrop? Brilliant. Put one of your coolest show skiing outfits on? Even better. And sell it like it's the most spectacular trick you've ever done? Priceless. And what conversation about Skip Gilkerson could ever leave out shoe skiing? Besides those tiny skis, barely larger than the foot itself, you've done it all in show skiing and have some great pictures to prove it. But this shot is my favorite, and when I turn 50, I'm going to recreate it as a tribute ride to you. Skip, do you still have that green suit? I would love to borrow it. So here's to Skip Gilkerson on his 70th, one of the greats in water skiing and a true legend in show skiing. Happy birthday, Skip.
Hey Skip, Arn here. Hey, happy birthday. Unbelievable. You're at your 70th birthday. I wish I was there to celebrate with you. I know you're going to have a great time and enjoy everybody there. So I want to wish you the best. And I know you're missing being here at the INT Championships after all these events you've worked over the years. But thanks for what you've done for our company and for me personally. And happy birthday.
This is Dave and the dog and Dutch Boy. We want to wish you a happy birthday. Have a great day. See ya.
The first time I saw Skip was about 35 years ago. I was the show director at SeaWorld of Ohio, and I went to the show nationals, and of course Skip was judging. He was talking into a great big tape recorder, giving a play-by-play to every team about every act, what they did right and what they did wrong. He had a dark tan. He had a tan oil sheen. He was wearing a Speedo, I think, and had this bodybuilder's body. And then it happened. It was my first experience of the patented Skip Gilkerson bow. They introduced the judges, and Skip stood up, spun around, and then it happened. Oh, wait a minute. That's it. One of my most vivid memories of Skip was at one of the tour stops. He came up to borrow my cell phone. He needed to call Dr. Morgan to get the results of his biopsy. And the reason it was such a vivid memory was because it was the first time I witnessed somebody coming face to face with their mortality. And I have to tell you, Skip, I was extremely impressed with the courage and resolve with which you faced that crisis. Once the crisis passed, you used your skill in self-promoting to promote skin cancer awareness with the same enthusiasm that you promoted everything else. So the first time I had one-on-one time with Skip was many years later. I was the director of operations for the Pro Water Ski Tour, and Skip, of course, was with Mastercraft, which made him a client. One of Skip's jobs was to tell me all the things that his boss, Glenn Sandridge, would have a problem with when he got into town a few days later when the event was about to start. And I got to tell you, he really seemed to enjoy that part of his job. It'd be like, you know, when Sandridge gets here, he's really going to hate where the stage is. It's not nearly close enough to the Mastercraft tent. Or he'd say, you know, there aren't nearly enough banners here. When Sandridge gets here, he's going to be ticked, and you're going to know it. Or he'd say, you know, this site is laid out all wrong. And because of you, Skip, it got to the point where if I never heard that name again, it would be too soon.
Hey Skip, how you doing, buddy? Happy birthday. Hey, I can't believe you're actually 70, and it really makes me happy, especially it wasn't that long ago that you and I never thought you were really going to hit 55. But after working together and almost killing each other for 8 years, I guess beating cancer was really nothing. Skip, you know, we always gave you a hard time, and we gave you a hard time about having a big ego. And that's mainly because you do have a big ego. And speaking of that, you know, I've got the perfect place in my new house for an Elvis Skip autograph poster shoe skiing. So if you could send me one of those, I'd really appreciate it. But you know, the thing about you that is so much bigger than your ego is your heart. And I'll never forget, I found it this morning actually, the letter that you wrote my mom when she was dying of cancer. And she really treasured that, and I treasure it too. I still keep it, and I treasure it along with your friendship. Happy birthday, buddy. See ya.
There's a couple other people from the Pro Water Ski Tour days that are here that want to wish you well also, Skip.
It's me, Drew. I haven't seen you in probably 12 years, and you're 70 years old now, and I'm really proud of you, because I'm thinking back, going 20 years now that we were together for over 100 tour stops, and with all your athletics, with all your running, with all your swimming, with all your biking and skiing, if that hasn't killed you, nothing will. And I'm proud to know you, big boy, and I'm hoping for the best for you and your birthday party coming up in San Antonio. So from me to you, here's looking at you. I know I haven't changed. Hopefully you haven't either. See you, bud.
Hi, Skip. I just wanted to wish you a very happy birthday, and it was awesome to work with you, and wow, 70. Hope you're having a great time out there in Texas, and hope to see you soon. Bye.
Hey Skip, Terry Dorner here. They asked me to come up with a memory, one of my most memorable moments from you, and even though we worked a lot on the PWT, I think my most memorable story was when I was working for Spray Magazine back 25 years ago or something like that, and my assignment was to come up and do a story on the Dells, and lo and behold, you were the first person I met there at the Dells, and I don't know if you remember the first thing that you said to me, but you introduced yourself and said, I'm Skip Gilkerson and you need to make me a superstar. And as you recall, Spray Magazine had the superstar feature, and you proceeded to sell me on yourself pretty heavily, and it had such an impact that I went back to George Shetter and Bud Massey and said, we got to put this guy in. He's a nut, but we got to do it. And fast forward a few months later, and we were down at Cypress Gardens doing the photo shoot, and I have to say, by far, Skip, you were the best photo subject ever. Typically, you would be lucky to get 8 or 10 shots out of about 300 that you could use, but with you, Skip, it had to be about a 95 percentile, mainly because you never blinked and you had the frozen smile and those pearly whites going constantly. So our percentage was great, and for that we are grateful, and we had a great story. So hope you have a good time with your 70th birthday, and I imagine you're still Charles Atlas, and you'll run another 70 years. So happy birthday, Skip.
You know, my favorite memory of Skip Gilkerson is not Skip Gilkerson at all, but it's SeaWorld's Skippy Miller impersonating Skip Gilkerson.
Who's this? Hey, look! Could it be? Could it be? I think it is! It's Hop Gilkerson! Get a microphone for Hop! Get a microphone for him! Words of wisdom for us all. We can all learn from this man. Hop, why are you here? Why?
Well, Saul, I was making some cakes there for all the boys and girls doing their show, and I noticed something was missing, and that it was time.
Time for what?
Time for the Hop Gilkerson School of Professional Shoe Skiing. Rope roller. What's her name, dear? You don't know? Now, isn't she cute?
And of course, Hop is using the latest innovation in toe handles from U.S. Gear. It's the patent-pending C-handle. That's right, the rope goes through the handle to less wear and tear. The curved bent ends make it easy to grab for those weight turns.
Saul, I know this is a shot in the dark, but many years ago I donated a pair of shoe skis to you. I'm sure you probably sold them for a high profit. And,
but believe it or not, nobody bought them. What?
Boy, oh boy, these bring back some memories. Last time I was on these, I nearly met my maker.
What, you went to an Oscar Mayer rendering plant? What is it?
Oh, these are a little dry rotted. By chance, do you have any petroleum lubricant?
I get better than that. I have Moose Juice. Yes, Moose Juice, the original. Only from the finest mooses. Just put a little squirter in there. It's dry now, but wait, there's more. It's Moose Juice. It's very nice. Put your foot in there. It's just right there into the thing, and then right into the other. That's wonderful. Moose Juice, all natural. All right already. There you go. What is this? What is he doing? What is it? Hop, what are you doing, Hop? What is it? Hop, what are you doing?
Well, Saul, as you know, many people worship the ground I walk on. I was going to have this donated to the AWSCF for an auction later on.
A fine humanitarian. And now, ladies and gentlemen, Hop Gilkerson prepares to take to the stage of honor the legend. A good set-off for Hop Gilkerson! Oh, my. He has graced us with his presence today. A legend at his own time.
Happy 70th, Skip.